Hi, Josh Brum here, Beyond Emissions YouTube channel. Like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and of course, hit that reminder bell so that you can be a part of the ongoing conversation. That conversation is our goal to live in a world that is beyond emissions. How are we going to get there, though? Well, Energy News Spotlight time. We're going to go ahead and read from some great articles out there, really spotlighting some of the technology that is going to help us get there. Technology that isn't just Star Trek, it exists right now so that we can reach that beyond emissions future a heck of a lot faster together. Okay, let's start. First article I want to spotlight. All these articles you can go read in their entirety at my LinkedIn channel, Josh Brum, 2M's LinkedIn channel. First article, Lucia Papadopoulos wrote it from Interesting Engineering. It's about Caltech's new space-based solar project that could power our entire planet. Okay, right now solar's great. But when it's dark, solar's not working, right? It's basically asleep because there's no sun shining. Up in space, the sun is shining 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's most efficient. You don't lose any inefficiencies or anything like that, aren't a big problem. You don't lose any power. Only getting the sun by the time it reaches your panels. The panels are right there up in space, able to soak up all that energy and then beam down that free renewable electric energy. Well, it's not free up front, but very, very well worth the investment. Can beam it down all day long, 24/7, anywhere in the planet where there are receivers via microwave radiation. Rand Corporation in the 70s was actually studying this as a possibility. It wasn't feasible at the time, but now that we have the privatization of space travel, costs have come drastically down to make that a possible reality. Also, another proponent from Stratfor, a futurist think tank in Washington, D.C., looking at geopolitics and kind of playing chess with the whole thing. This guy, George Friedman, wrote a book called The Next 100 Years, predicted a lot of things 10 years ago in his book, The Next 100 Years. Get that book, it's great. George Friedman. In the book, he described space-based solar as being something that would happen as a necessity. First, for our military, much like the internet was created by our military, right? First, for troops not having to deal with supply lines, for our warfighters having fuel being carried back and forth. Instead, those targets can be eliminated and our warfighters can receive energy beamed down from space-based solar. That's one of the reasons why George Friedman thought it might be necessary. But just like the internet, it will boil over into our economy, into our civilian lives. Could you imagine not having an internet? Thank you, U.S. military. So if George is right, George Friedman, again, next 100 years, he predicted it would be coming soon. Space solar, and now Caltech is working on it. Thank you very much, Lucas Papadopoulos. Thank you very much for that great article from New Engineering or Interesting Engineering. Also, as well, from New Atlas Energy News, Loz Blaine writes a story about satellite power, a new satellite power grid that could beam energy around the globe just like data. Oh my God. So that's just like our phone calls or our TV signals and all that going around the world via satellite power. Wireless transmission of power around the world. Sounds like Nikola Tesla's dream is coming true. According to Loz Blaine in the New Atlas, he writes, you don't need space-based solar. That kind of makes a little competition here in between our news stories if you have a global wireless energy network. New Zealand company Emrod says it's got the technology available right now to enable efficient wireless transmission of energy, transferring it from orbit. So this means satellites all around the United States and the world are able to shoot down electric energy produced elsewhere in the world when the sun's not shining. So, for example, in the desert, Western United States, we're producing maybe too much solar during the day. Well, instead of, having it cost everyone a ton over here by lowering the value, we could send that renewable energy via these satellite systems to one of our allies or friends from around the world. That could just be a game changer right there. Emrod has just demonstrated its wireless beaming of power technology to Airbus, and the European Space Agency is a part of the ESA's new push towards 24 hours a day space energy deliverance. That's amazing. Our friends over in Europe are making it happen. Beyond Emissions. Like this video, subscribe, join our mission of Beyond Emissions. And our third energy news story of the day, from the New Atlas, our friend Laws Blaine wrote this one again. Great job, Laws. We'll have to get him on the show. Blowhole wave energy could soon be the world's cheapest clean power. The Uniwave 200 has been making reliable clean energy for Australia's King Island for a year now. Delivering better performance than expected, the Uniwave C platform is an artificial blowhole that harvests energy from the ocean's waves. Independent analysts now predict it'll create some of the cheapest renewable energy on the market and some of the most reliable and predictable as well. It's a big cement barge with a blowhole in it. And as the waves, which are 24 hours a day, right, 24/7, as the waves come through it, it pushes air up and down this blowhole, moving a valve, creating a nonstop free and green and clean energy source. These are just three great technologies from three great stories in the news, energy news this week, that I wanted to share with you, that are going to help us get to our ultimate dream, our ultimate goal of living in a world beyond emissions. Want to be a part of the program? Like and subscribe to our channel here at YouTube, Beyond Emissions. Also as well, be a part of the conversation. Hit that reminder bell, and that way you can be a part of the ongoing conversation of how it is we're going to get there and what will it look like to live in a world beyond emissions.